Chapter 202. Back in Hanoch. When these 10 refugees arrived in the depths and approached the city of Hanoch, at once a whole bunch of henchmen and soldiers stopped them and asked them from where they came, what their intention were, and how many treasures they had. But the 10 said, "We are envoys of this city and are returning from an expedition which we had to undertake about 5 years ago. We made a really important discovery, which we have to report to the priests. Therefore let us go forth unimpeded. If you do not want to be sold as beasts of burden tomorrow." As you can see, our 10 camels are laden with large treasures. Therefore, you will do well if you give us a safe conduct from here to the priests. For what the camels carry belongs to the priests. But we carry our gold in the bags of our garments. Thus go and protect us from robbers and thieves, and you shall be praised by us before the powerful priests. After this speech, the henchmen and soldiers were appeased and accompanied the 10 scouts to the priests. When the 10 arrived at the priests, instantly a sharp examination was conducted, starting with the investigation of the treasures, which were on the backs of the camels. When the treasures were accepted as fully validated, the bags of the messengers were examined to make sure that they had enough to protect them from the slave caste. It was found, however, that they had 3 times as much as was needed to liberate them from the slave class. Therefore, they had to surrender 2/3. For meanwhile, a law was released whereby every low-class citizen was allowed to possess only the required amount of gold to simply protect him from the slave class. Since these messengers were also the lower citizen class, the law applied also to them. Only after this examination were they asked what discoveries they had made. And one of the 10, who was a good speaker and not unversed in politics, replied, "Great, mightiest servants of all gods and faithful keepers of the books of Kanischa, we saw countries with golden mountains, but no soul inhabits them. But this is the least. We found streams and brooks in which flow wine, milk, and honey, and found forests where fried apples are growing. But that is also not all of it yet. For we also found the path which leads to the stars, and found there such endlessly beautiful virgins that we lost our senses. But this is still not all of it yet. We also found, near the path to the stars, such terribly, gigantically big people that, if only one of them would come here, with the greatest ease he would crush with one step our whole city. But that is still not all of it. Listen! From here, hardly a small day trip away on a mountain, lives a very old man. Everything around us has been already subject to us for a very long time. Only this man's house and people are not. Never has he paid only one coin to us. We found him and forced him to pay the long in arrear tribute. But alas, this man is certainly a god. When we insisted on our demand, he raised his hand, and immediately 1,000 lightning flashes came down on us and killed all hands. He then stomped onto the ground, and it opened up and swallowed all of those killed, including camels and treasures of an immeasurable value. But we fled, and the awful man shouted behind us, "Tell that to the devils in the depths." Highest, great, mighty servants of all the gods, this is our yield from A to Z. Make of it what you want. But let us go home.